my channel or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. All right, DIY number 1. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited for y'all to be here with me today. I actually have 8 DIYs coming your way. Okay, so let's get started with this first one. I have got an E and a T that I bought from Walmart. And I think they were around $1.29, something like that. Pretty inexpensive, though. And then I have got these 2 wood tree cutouts that came from the Dollar Tree. And then I've also got some fabric here, and that came from that big box. I had actually showed y'all that before. It came from a big box that a viewer sent to me, Miss Donna Foley. She sent me a huge box of stuff. So once again, thank you, Miss Donna, because I am still finding ways to use the stuff that you sent. Okay, now I am using my black chalkboard paint there, and it is chalkboard paint. It's not actual just regular chalk paint. It's actually chalkboard paint, but I use it just as regular black paint. I use it all the time. It comes from the Dollar General store, and it is super cheap. All right, now, I cut out my material, then I'm taking a Sharpie. I'm just going to go around the edges of this tree, and then I'm going to cut that out with my scissors so that we can Mod Podge it. Now, I did take that little tree and go around the edges of it with the paint that was left on my brush from the E and the T, and just I hit the edges of it there, as you can see, so that when I Mod Podge this on, in case I didn't cut straight, because I've been known to not cut just so straight, maybe you won't be able to tell it so bad. And you can't. It totally works. All right, now I add the Mod Podge to this thing. And I know that YouTubers are now using, or a lot of YouTubers are now using glue sticks a lot. And hey, if you like glue sticks, more power to you. There are some circumstances that I would prefer a glue stick, but 90% of the time, I still like my Mod Podge. I don't have that much trouble with it. I enjoy using it. So I'm going to stick with the Mod Podge for now and keep using it as long as I can. So I just took that Mod Podge that I also purchased from the Dollar Tree, added it to my wood tree there, put down my material, and then as you saw there, placed my material down and then added Mod Podge on top. Now I'm going to take this smaller tree, and then I've also got this little metal truck. Y'all, how cute is that thing? That was $1 at the Dollar General. I'm telling y'all, I just cannot get over Dollar General's Christmas stuff. Such cute stuff this year. Okay, so I'm going to take this other wood tree, and I'm just going to these are old scissors, by the way, so don't worry, I'm not ruining my good scissors. These are old scissors. And I'm just going to cut on each side. I kind of went back and forth trying to get it pretty straight so I could get an even cut, but I was cutting that star off of the top of the tree because I didn't want the star. I just wanted the tree cut out. And I did the same thing with it as I did with the first one. Cut out my material, Mod Podged it on, boom, we're ready to go. All right, now, once these were dry, or about halfway dry, I was a little impatient. Okay, so I just hot glued that right onto I hot glued the smaller one onto the bigger one. You can see what I'm doing there. And then I'm going to take the little truck and we're going to hot glue it onto the bottom of that smallest tree. This turns out so stinking cute, and it was so simple to make, y'all. So simple to make. Couple different steps. So stinking cute. Oh my goodness, I'm just in love with this piece. And I actually did the tree for the middle section, so that way when Christmas is over, I will be able to continue to use this in my kitchen. I'm in love with this little DIY here. I took some sandpaper, went around the edges of my letters, and this is done. All right, moving right along, DIY number 2. Okay, so this one here is so cute. I cannot wait for y'all to see this in the end. It turns out just darling. So I've got these utensils that I got from the Dollar General store. Also, I got that jar from the Dollar General store, and the jar was like $3, I think, and then the utensils were $1 a piece. But how awesome are those little Christmas utensils? They are darling. Okay, now I've got some ribbon and also some berries, and then I've got some just scrap pieces of like holly leaf that came from the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to take this paint here. I actually mixed up myself. It is white chalk paint and cashew. And I just mixed it, kind of trying to make an ivory color. It's kind of an ivory. It's just like an off-white color. I'm just going to paint this jar solid. We're going to distress it, but I wanted to give it at least 1 or 2 good coats and get it looking really nice before we distress it. I don't like to distress stuff that's barely been painted because then it just looks like a bad paint job to me. You know what I mean? So I like to start out with it really done and really nicely, painted, and then go back and distress. So just taking my sandpaper, and I'm going to hit all the high spots on this jar. And it had some really good texture to it. So this worked out perfect. Just hitting some different spots on there, making some good distressed marks. Now I'm going to take that ribbon, just snip me some off. And yes, those are the same scissors that I used on the wood, so it was a little hard to cut. Anyways, now I tied my ribbon, but I did take some hot glue and place it there on the edge, as you've seen, just so that my ribbon wouldn't want to slide around. I wanted this to stay in place once I get it done. But I just tied it in a regular old shoestring bow, nothing fancy, just a regular bow, dovetail my ends. Now I'm going to take that holly leaf and we're going to tuck it in behind the ribbon. So you're literally just tucking it right in there behind it. Hot glued it in. Same thing for the other side. Just tucked it in behind there. This is so simple. So simple. And if y'all haven't noticed already, we kind of have a kitchen theme going on. So this is more or less DIYs to decorate your kitchen with. So thought just y'all might enjoy this. Now I'm going to take a couple of those little holly berries, and we're just going to glue those in right behind the ribbon also. Just that last little added touch for it. Very, very cute. Put my utensils back in, and boom, this one's done. All right, DIY number 3. I told y'all these were going to be quick and simple. Okay, so I have got 2 pans here that I got from the Dollar General store, and then I have got a candlestick that came from the Goodwill. I'm going to take that same paint that I used in the last DIY. It's that ivory colored paint, and we're just going to give this 2 good coats. Now, I did use my heat tool in between those coats to dry this, speed my drying time. And y'all, that heat tool, I cannot say enough good things about it. I'll leave a link in the description box for it. I get it on Amazon, and it is fantastic. Okay, now, I took the paint that was left on my brush, and I'm just going to dry brush these pans just so they don't look, brand new. I want them, we're going to distress the candlestick, so I wanted to be sure and, distress the pans a little bit also. We're making a tiered tray, and y'all, it turns out so good. Oh my goodness. It is so Christmassy, and it's just so farmhouse. I'm in love with it. I look at that candlestick. It distressed so pretty, y'all. Oh my goodness. All right. Now I'm just using hot glue because more than likely I will take this apart at the end of the season and use this candlestick in further DIYs, future DIYs, should I say. But I do not recommend only using hot glue if you plan on, wanting this to be permanent, or if you plan on putting anything heavy on it. Definitely use something like E6000 or something like that. But all I did was take that hot glue and glue these pans together. Made me a little dot in the other pan so that I would know exactly where the center of that was. Flipped it over, glued this dude down, and y'all, this is done, and it is so, so stinking cute. Oh, I'm in love with it. All right, DIY number 4. We are moving right along. Okay, so I got this rolling pin for $2, actually. It was half off of the marked price on there, and I got it from the Dollar General store, but they carry these all the time, actually, and I think they're around $4 or $5, regularly. I've got Crimson Colored Paint by Waverly. I have some ribbon here that I actually end up not using, but that's besides the point. Okay, now I've also got these stickers that have, the Christmas words on them, and they came from the Dollar General also, and it was $1 for that little pack that has all kinds of different sayings on it and just Christmassy words. So cute. Okay, now I'm just going to take that crimson colored paint and go around very carefully around the edges of my handles. I didn't want to get it on the pin part itself, the rolling part of this rolling pin at all. I just want it on the handles, and that's it. And if I'm not mistaken, there are some, of course, I did the red for the Christmas colors, but I know that I have seen some antique rolling pins that actually have red handles. So if that is a real thing, if there are real antique rolling pins that have red handles and you know that, please leave it in the comments and let me know just let me know I'm not crazy, okay? Okay, now I took me some painter's tape, put it right across my rolling pin just so I could make sure that my letters come out even or my words come out even. I started with the letter and or whatever, the sticker that has the and symbol on it, just so I could put it directly in the middle, and then that way I knew, I would be even. My words would be evened out on here. So I'm just placing down the Mary, then we're going to go in with the word bright. This is darling. I'm a sucker for a good rolling pin anyways, so this right here was just right up my alley. I love this right here. I will definitely be keeping this in my kitchen. Well, not year-round, but you know what I mean. For Christmas, I will most definitely be putting this out. Okay, now I am taking some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to go right over the top of those stickers just to seal those in, make sure they're going to stay, not fall off, anything like that. Took me some buffalo check ribbon. I'm just going to tie a regular, simple little shoestring bow. This was so easy. So easy. And y'all can buy a rolling pin for around $4 on, normal at the Dollar General store. And then those stickers were $1. So even had I not gotten this on sale, this would have cost me $5. If you went into a boutique or somewhere, you would have paid a lot more than $5 for this rolling pin. And I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, DIY number 5. And now this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, y'all. Okay, so I got this jar from the Dollar General store. Also, the cup, I got that at the Dollar General store also. Look how cute. I mean, oh my goodness, too cute. Okay, these candles here, I used 6 of them. I could have used a 7th one, but that's just in case you do decide to do something like this. Now, I just took these, filled an old stirrer pot up with a little bit of water, about halfway with water, put my candles in. Now, I cook on a gas stove, so that's what you're seeing here. And I just put my stove in between medium and low. I wanted it to kind of get to a little bit of a boil, but just a very low boil, I guess you would say. I didn't want it, just really getting at it, but just a low boil. Now, this was so simple, and it didn't take no time to do this. I mean, literally, it took no time. Those melted down so easily. I took a fork, just scooped out that wick from one of the candles, well, two of the candles, and I put one in each of these jars here. Now, this one I had to tape just because it was almost too short. You know, it was just long enough. So I went ahead and taped it to that skewer stick there. Now, once these were ready, I've got a silicone mitt here, and please, if you do this, be very careful, because this wax is very, very hot. So be sure and use protection and just be super careful. Now, I just took that wax. I'm just going to very slowly, very carefully pour it right over into the cup. Y'all, this was so easy. I've been wanting to do this forever, and I was kind of worried about it because I wasn't totally sure how to do it, but I don't know why, because it was easy. All right, now I've got this vanilla scented. Actually, it was the only one I could find that I had some of, but it's like an oil, and I just poured a little of that oil down in there. I'm going to take a craft stick and just kind of slowly stir it a little bit just to mix it in, just so that my candles would smell like something. I wasn't so much worried about them having some major scent as far as I was worried about just making candles that had the buffalo check and the little red truck on them. That was my main purpose here, because the jars and the cup were so cute. So once again, I'm just pouring that wax in there very carefully. Add in a little bit of oil. These were so simple, y'all. So simple. Now that is where they're just cooling. This turns out so great. All right, DIY number 6. Now, this one here is not exactly just a full-on DIY. I just wanted to share this with y'all because it turns out really cute, and I just want to show you how easy it is to kind of just spruce up a little something. So, got those stickers at the Dollar General. Those are some ornaments that came from the Dollar Tree, and then the 2 cutting boards I got at the Family Dollar. Y'all, there's so many darn dollar stores. Okay, so I took the word that said bakery and put across the top of the first cutting board, and then the smaller cutting board, I'm going to take the words cookies, cakes, and pies. And then there's another little sticker that said like open 24 hours a day or something like that. I just pop that on there. I'm going to take one of the little red trucks and actually hot glue it over in the corner. And this was just to have some cutting boards that matched my Christmas decor. And that was that simple. All right, DIY number 7, and this one also I don't exactly consider a DIY, but it is really cute, and I wanted to share this with y'all. So this actually had a hanger on it. If you see the 2 little holes there, there was actually a string there, and I accidentally broke it before I could even get it filmed. But anyways, it was $2. Now, I don't know if that was to hang on your tree or if it was to hang on the wall or whatever, but I wanted a little red truck to sit on my tiered tray. So I actually took some Jenga blocks or the tumbling tire blocks, whatever you want to call them. I glued 2 together, made 2 sets of that, and I just glued those dudes long ways behind the tires. And y'all, that was how simple this was. And then you've got a little sit around, you know? Okay, DIY number 8. And this one is an actual DIY, okay? All right, now I got this grater here at the Family Dollar. I got the sponges at the Dollar Tree. Now the paints I got at Walmart, and that is metallic silver from Folk Art, and then the apple barrel burnt umber. And I actually learned to use those colors to galvanize with from Holly over at Hot Humble Pie. I know I always mention her, but I really watched a lot of her videos. You know, I like binged watched those videos, and she's super good at everything she does. So I guess that's why I always mention her. But anyways, yes, and I just love her to death. She's good people. Okay, so I just took the silver, and I first started out with that. I thought I was going to be able to use that by itself and, you know, kind of dull this down. I end up having to go in with another gray that y'all see here in just a second. But typically you can kind of dull it down with just that silver, but this just didn't work. It was a little too shiny. So I ended up taking the Elephant by Apple Barrel, Elephant Gray. I think that's what it was. I'll put it in the description box if not. And just dabbed all over this, just like I was doing with the other. I'm just, you know, sponging it on, just dab, dab, dab. You want to give it that galvanized look. And then I'm going to go in with some black, and this is just to kind of dirty it up a little bit, just to give it some places that, you know, have had some wear and tear. Definitely wanting it to look old and farmhouse, and I just can't wait till this is, I can't wait for y'all to see this. I'm in love with this right here. Most definitely. I will be using this from now on, changing out the flowers for sure, because I absolutely fell in love with this. All right, now, after I put the black on, I actually took that same sponge, dipped it in the gray, and went back over the top of that black. So what I'm doing is like contouring it, you know, really blending it in so that it's not just like a stark black, you know. Y'all know what I mean. It's kind of like, I always say, like contouring your face. That's, you know, typically what I would compare it to. You're trying to blend it in and just make it look natural. Now, I took the burnt umber, and I'm going to go around all the places on this that would naturally rust. So anywhere, you know, the little holes there, up and down the sides, any of the little blades. All right, now I've got, while that's drying, I'm going to take my stems that I got from, or picks that I got from the Dollar Tree. And by the way, Dollar Tree is killing it with their berries this year. I absolutely love the berries. I definitely want to make a all berry garland, wreath. So y'all will probably be seeing that in a future DIY. All right, now I'm just going to take those and start kind of placing them, kind of making it even, but kind of opposite of each other, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So a couple of the different things, I'm just adding them in here and there, taking away. Like, I just play with it until I get it the way I want it to look. Honestly, there's no, I don't have any kind of like rhyme or reason that I'm doing it. There's probably a professional way to do a flower, but anyhow, I just literally pull and push and, you know what I mean, move it around until it looks like something that, you know, I feel like looks good. So anyways, just do it your way, enjoy it. It's yours for you know, your home. So now, once I got it all done with the red, I decided I would go back in with these white berries. And y'all be honest with me. Tell me what you think. Should I have left it with just the red, or do you like the white berries? I personally love it with the white berries. I think it really made it pop. Just adding those in there just did something to it. I love it this way. But y'all let me know in the comments what you think, for sure, okay? You're not going to hurt my feelings. I really would like to know. I enjoy y'all's feedback, so that's awesome. All right, now, I'm going to take this buffalo check ribbon that actually was donated to me. Good friend of mine, Shannon, ended up donating this to the channel. That's what she did. This came from Hobby Lobby. I think it's like $9.99 for this big old roll, but it is a big, good size roll. So I think it's probably definitely a good deal. I'm just going to do a regular bow, shoestring bow, fluff this dude out, kind of size it up, decide how long I wanted it. I wanted my tails to be a little bit long. You know, I kind of wanted them dangly. Dovetail them. Make sure everything's good and tight, and then just fluff. Now, I'm going to be using hot glue to secure this. I absolutely love the way that this turns out. I mean, I just can't get over it. I hope that y'all love it. And now for the final reveal. All right, y'all, that is it for today. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so that you will know each time that I upload a new video. All right, thank y'all so much for watching, and y'all have a blessed day.